What time is it?
It's time for art!
Kindergarten, first grade, welcome back. Today is our 9th or 10th Gerald McDermott book. Let's see. There's been Anansi the Spider, Zomo the Rabbit, The Stone Cutter, Raven, Pig Boy, Coyote, Arrow to the Sun, Papagayo last week, and now another South America story, number 9, Djibouti the Tortoise. Djibouti the Tortoise, A Trickster Tale from the Amazon by Gerald McDermott. Djibouti the Tortoise, A Trickster Tale from the Amazon, told and illustrated by Gerald McDermott. Djibouti the Tortoise played a song on his flute. His shell was smooth and shiny, and his song was sweet. His music wove through the tangled vines and floated above the treetops. All the creatures of the rainforest listened to his song. For some, Djibouti's song was sour. Jaguar could remember when Djibouti tricked him into chasing his own tail. Lizard could remember when Djibouti tricked him into giving Djibouti a ride on his back. Tapir could remember when Djibouti tricked him into a tug-of-war with Whale. But the birds of the air loved Djibouti's music, and they sang when he played, all except Vulture, who could not sing at all. He was jealous of Djibouti and waited for the day when he could eat the little tortoise. There came a time when all the birds of the air were invited to a festival in the heavens. The Sky King called them together to sing, to rejoice, and to receive his blessing. When Djibouti saw the great gathering of the birds, he wanted to go too. "I want to play my flute for the Sky King," he said. Vulture laughed at him. "Ha! I may not be able to make music like you," said Vulture, "but I can spread my wings and soar all the way to the heavens." "Take me with you," Djibouti pleaded. Vulture saw his chance. "Climb on my back, little friend," he said. Vulture spread his dark wings and rose up in the air. Djibouti held tight to Vulture's feathers as they flew high above the treetops. The dense forest and the great river stretched far below. They had almost reached the heavens when Vulture suddenly swooped and turned upside down. Djibouti lost hold of Vulture's feathers and slipped off his back. Djibouti went tumbling down through the sky. The earth came rushing towards him, and he cried out, "Twigs and bushes, flowers and trees, move aside, make way for me!" All the plants and the trees of the forest spread apart to make way for Djibouti. But he had forgotten to call to the rock. Djibouti came down on it with a crack, and his smooth, shiny shell broke into pieces. At that moment, the music of the festival in the heavens stopped. The Sky King looked down and saw Vulture joining the other birds. "Where is Djibouti?" asked the Sky King. Vulture shrugged. "How would I know?" he answered. "Djibouti wanted to play for me, and you offered to bring him here," said the Sky King sternly. "Tell me where he is." Vulture turned away from the Sky King and hid his head beneath his wing. The Sky King commanded the birds to search for Djibouti. The birds filled the sky, flying high over the treetops, swooping low through the tangled vines, looking for the little tortoise. Toucan, macaw, and hummingbird found Djibouti. He was lying helplessly in the forest. His beautiful shell was broken. The birds gathered the pieces and patched him together. And when they were done, Djibouti played a song of thanks for them. And where the birds had touched Djibouti, they each took on a new color. Toucan got a red and yellow beak, macaw, bright orange feathers, and hummingbird, an emerald green belly. Vulture stayed the same dull color. He still can't sing. Djibouti the tortoise plays on his flute. His music weaves through the tangled vines and floats above the treetops. His shell may be cracked and patched, but his song is sweet, at least for some. The end. Good job, guys. To make our Djibouti the tortoise, I have taken a piece of poster board and I painted a pattern that looks a lot like Djibouti's shell. There's a green dot in the middle, followed by a pattern of yellow circle, green circle, red circle, yellow circle, green circle, red circle, yellow circle, green circle, red circle, until I ran out of room. What's gonna happen now is his shell is gonna break. I'm not gonna use a vulture, I'm not gonna use a rock, I'm just gonna use scissors, and I'm going to cut it into strips, and then I will cut those strips into little squares. I'm gonna use this little Djibouti template, and I'm going to color him. I want him to look like Gerald McDermott's Djibouti. I'm gonna draw his face and his little smiling beak. I'm gonna draw some lines on his neck. I'll draw his toes, his knuckles. I will add stripes to his legs and his tail. And when I'm done with that, and I think it looks nice and good, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out and glue it onto a pink piece of paper. So it kind of looks like the cover of the book. What I can do now is decorate the pink paper. Maybe I want to add his flute to one of his hands. I'm going to add glue to his shell, and I will go ahead, just like the birds in the book, I will glue his shell back together. Don't waste time trying to put the puzzle back together. Just glue it the best you can. And remember, don't glue over his neck or his head or his legs or his tail. While that glue's drying, I can take this opportunity to decorate my pink paper. I can draw the ground underneath him, draw some leaves or some bushes in the bottom corner and the top corner, maybe turn those into trees, populate the sky with the birds that helped him. I think mine looks pretty good. I can't wait to see what yours looks like. Check out this pro tip. Today's pro tip is finish what you start. This mural is just one big picture, and it's taken us all year to complete. And if I thought about that at the beginning, I might not have started it. It seems overwhelming, but if you do a little bit and you chip away every day, eventually you'll end up with this. Ta-da! A lot of times an art project can seem overwhelming at the beginning. Whether it's a tiny picture or a portrait or a landscape or a mural. But what you want to do when you feel overwhelmed is break it down into smaller parts. Break it down into smaller problems that you can solve. We did that with this project. Trust the process. Bonus points! For my bonus point, just tell me what year Gerald McDermott's Djibouti the Tortoise was published. That's it. See you next time. Bye.